Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of Nostalgia Bay. You could just see my head for this frame, and it's because this is our amazing Halloween special where we're going to be going through some copypastas. But first, we need to do some costume. Creepypasta. We need to do a good old costume reveal.
Can we just specify that I can't see you and you can't see me at this point in time? So you don't know what I'm wearing, I don't know what you're wearing.
Yeah.
We did this last year.
Just a floating head.
I don't know what Cooper's doing, but he's got this elaborate setup, and I'm going to just let him do his thing.
I've got an elaborate setup, there is music, and I'm going to do my full entrance to reveal my costume. I hope it's a good bit, but I am so ready, and I've been standing here for the last 5 minutes trying to prepare what I'm going to do.
I can't believe whatever this is going to be. Are you ready? Can I open Discord now?
You open Discord, see my face, and I will, and I will give. Actually, I'll duck out of frame so you literally can't see me.
I'm looking at you right now.
Okay, so you can just see the top of my head. Hello, you can still see me.
Yeah, I can see your head.
Okay, are you happy?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Okay.
Am I supposed to? I can't really see you at all.
I'm gonna take my headphones out, and the music's
on.
And the music's gonna play, and I'm just gonna go for it. I can't hear you at all during this, so let's just see how this goes. Ready? Happy?
I'll just commentate this. Yeah, I'll just commentate whatever.
Just laugh and say it's amazing. Just laugh and say it's amazing.
That's amazing.
Right, okay. Cool. I'm gonna stop playing the music now.
I don't know what he's doing. Oh, I know that music anywhere. Is the bit that I can't see him? Fuck's sake. Why? Why is he doing like a whole thing? He's just gonna keep going. I don't know if we can play all this. That's incredible. Well done. Holy shit. I'm very confused. Oh my god.
John Cena, baby. What's the scariest thing? Something you can't fucking see.
Okay. See, I clocked. I recognized the music immediately, and I was like, "Is the bit that he's just not going to be on camera, and I can't see him?" Is that? I genuinely thought that's what it was going to be.
Before all the comments are, "Where's Cooper? Why is George just talking to an empty chair the whole time?"
Now, so do you want to see what I've got going on?
Absolutely, I want to see yours. So I'm John Cena, guys. I mean, we're going to adjust the frames, but I have bought. There was supposed to be a cat with a costume. I'm so annoyed it didn't come, so I've had to improvise.
A cat.
I've got You Can't See Me.
No, that works.
T-shirt. I've cut shorts today. I've cut out jean shorts today, like literally full.
You cut jeans for the sake of making shorts.
I've sacrificed a pair of jeans today for
a podcast where you can only see your shoulders and above.
Yeah, but it was for the bit. I was wearing them for the intro, so.
Incredible. Oh, that's incredible. You sort your camera out, mate.
Yeah, I'll sort it out afterwards. Let's do your intro and then we'll cut and I'll do my
I haven't got a very elaborate intro. I'm not going to be able to hear you because I'm going to have to take my headphones off for the full effect of what this looks like. Now, I have a feeling you will, within a millisecond, recognise what it is that I'm doing. But I have actually provided a printed photo just in case for the audience who may not get this. Now, you might remember, Cooper, last year when we did our Halloween costumes, I did a little Geordie Beetlejuice, right?
Yeah.
It was a fun idea. And then you did... What did you do? You did me...
I did you.
After I'd had my head shaved off.
After you'd had your hair shaved off.
So I thought...
no.
If you were going to take the piss out of me, then I thought it maybe is my turn to do...
Oh my god, I know exactly what it is.
So
I know exactly what it's going to be. I know exactly what it is.
Is it even going to work? I don't even know if it's going to work. Is it even plugged in? It's not even plugged in. Fuck. You know exactly what I'm doing.
Absolutely, I did. And you, when you were saying it, I knew exactly what it was.
I've even got a little tuft of hair at the back.
Amazing. Incredible. Zip-up jumper as well.
Incredible. For those who aren't aware, this is a Cooper from
the
Harriet
zip-up jumper as well.
From the hit web series Harriet's Memory Box. This is Cooper Britton. I didn't buy a Nerf gun for this. I'm not made of money.
That's unbelievable.
But I did buy a burgundy hoodie and some bandages to make the effect real.
Amazing.
So welcome, one and all, to our Nostalgia Bay Halloween special. Like last year, we get dressed into some stupid outfits, some of which visible to the naked eye, some of which not. And we are... What are you doing?
I'm adjusting my camera.
Okay, fantastic.
We're back, gamers.
And we are going to read out some spooky stories. We're going to take... Well, last year we did a little bit of Reddit horror stories. This year we're kind of leaning more towards like traditional kind of creepypastas, but with whatever we want to do, right? So I found like a small handful, and yeah, we're gonna just sort of ramp up the creepy vibes. It is Halloween tomorrow, as of this releasing, I think.
Yeah.
So let's do something with that, I guess.
Let's do something spooky.
Let's do something scary. If you want to check out more Halloween-y sort of spooky episodes we've done a few this year, a few last year. There is a whole playlist on YouTube of our Halloween or spooky-themed episodes. So if you are interested in getting a little bit more for your Halloween-y spooky fix, then make sure you check out that playlist and check out those videos as well, including last week where we did a full commentary track to the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. So, yeah. Shall we start? Do you want to start with one of yours?
I can go like straight off. That's so good. So good. So, do you know,
I have to credit as well. I have to give credit where it's due. This actually wasn't my idea, and it was actually Lily's. It was actually Lily's idea.
Lily's bagged that
one. Yeah,
absolutely bagged that.
I originally was like, I said to her, I want to take the piss out of Cooper. I need to do something of him, right? Because he did the shaved head thing last year. It felt appropriate this year to sort of follow suit. I was like, the only thing I can think of is when he had like just gel back hair and looked like Arthur Shelby. So, and she was like, what about when he's in the bandages? And I was like, fucking genius. It's fucking genius. It's fucking genius. So amazing. Yeah.
So good.
But yeah, let's get into the spooky stories. Let's celebrate Halloween. We've wasted enough time waffling about how creative we are with our Halloween costumes. Of course.
Amazing. I'm going to kick it off with a classic. We have already touched on it. We've already half mentioned it in one of our episodes leading up to Halloween. But today, I'm going for a good old Slenderman creepypasta story.
God, I almost put this on my list.
Did you? It was my first one. I went Googling and searching for it.
The original story. I've never heard the original story.
This is the original. The original. It's like an article basically where it gives you like a load of like backstory and the origin and all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna pluck out. There's just a creepypasta story within it. So I'm just gonna pull it out.
Yeah.
We're gonna read through this and we might touch on a few other things. But yeah, let's kick it off with Slenderman creepypasta story. After waking up with a jolt, the girl laid in bed a few seconds longer, reaching over to switch off her bedside lamp. She tried to remember exactly what had stolen her sweet slumber away. When she couldn't, the brunette swung her legs over the side of the bed and heaved herself up. Checking the time on her phone, she snorted when she saw it was midnight, the witching hour. Knowing that sleep would only evade her, she left her bedroom for the kitchen, a good old cup of coffee on her mind. As she passed by her front door, a chill spread like liquid fire down her spine. Okay. It's only winter, she told herself, focusing again on the coffee plan, measuring out scoops, water, and preparing her cup.
I always find it really interesting with these because I'm like, I don't know whether this is going to be shit or not. Do you know with a creepypasta that's like so renowned as like Slenderman?
Yeah.
Is it the game that made it scary, or is this going to be? Is it going to be really good?
I've tried to avoid reading through mine today.
Same. I've never
touched on a couple of bits.
I've not read any of mine. I want to have a proper live reaction.
I've read like one or two of them, just the shorter ones. But these ones I've tried to keep like raw, basically. Okay. Where was I up to? Where the hell was I up to?
You up morning cup of coffee or something? Yeah, you were making a cup.
There we go. Here we go. Oh my god, I fully lost where I was. She held nothing out, wandering out. The chill returned, and she couldn't help but glance behind her to the front door. It stood there innocently enough, just like always. The deadbolt was still in place, and she could see nothing amiss with it. Turning back to her coffee, she did her best to forget about the feelings. With her cup in hand, she started back towards the bedroom. As she walked by the front door, she decided that a quick glance out of the peephole would help her calm her restless mind. The chill worsened with each step she took towards the door and further away from the safety and warmth of her blankets. She pressed her empty hand against the cold metal door and took a deep breath before leading her eye to the peephole. At first, she could only see an inky blackness and somehow seemed swirling itself. When she blinked in surprise, the void melted away. She wished it hadn't. In its place, there stood what she could only guess was once a man. The limbs were long and inhumanly awkward, with bulky joints breaching off into several arms, not unlike the branches of a tree. I was going to say, what's this? Oh, sorry, the George creepypasta story. Sorry, guys.
This was your experience when I came home for Christmas last year.
This is what it's like when I see George.
Looked out the peephole and you see this sort of long limbs like a tree, some pale.
The creature was draped in a black suit, somehow making the thing more nightmarish to her. The icing on the proverbial cake, however, was what passed as the hellish thing's face. It was as though her mind blurred the ghastly visage to spare itself further shock and horror. She shoved herself away from the door, with the hand still pressed against it. A scalding mug of coffee fell, the liquid burning her bare legs as she fell towards and tried to crawl away from the door. She knew, somehow, that her mind hadn't been playing tricks on her. As she crab walked away from the door, she watched as tendrils as black as the void she first saw snake around those cracks. The girl was trapped between the instinct to flee and the gut feeling to not turn her back on the door. When the door jolted, the urge to flee overcame her, and she slipped in the burning liquid as she tried to make it back to her room. She knew deep down that she was trapping herself in a corner, but she had to get away from the door. The girl was halfway down the hallway when she heard the previously locked door crack open. She screamed and slipped into a wall, cracking her chin on it and stunning her. After that, there was a blackness. Nicole, a warm male voice, snapped the woman out of her trance. As she turned around, she was met by one of her sister's doctors. She nodded, not sure if she should say anything or even if she could find her voice. If she did have something to say. That morning, she had gotten an urgent phone call from the hospital saying that her sister Lindsay was there. Before they had even let her see her, the doctor had pulled her off to the side and insisted that they talk to her about what might have happened. Phrases like self-inflicted and assault had been thrown around, and Nicole felt her mind reel. She still hadn't fully understood what they had been saying until she saw Lindsay with her own eyes. Her little sister had a bandage wrapped around her head, covering both eyes, as well as her both her ears, as well as her eyes. They said it was to keep her now deadened eyes from drying out, and to try to keep the infection out of the wounds Lindsay had made to her ears. The doctors had guessed that either she or someone else had jammed a pencil into them to keep her off balance or to deafen herself against something. There was a mix of first and second degree burns on her hands, legs and feet from what was assumed to be coffee, and her neighbours found slipped all over the entry to her apartment. As Nicole walked into her sister's hospital room, the first time she thought she had spied a silhouette.
Because you're racing through this, I'm trying to work out. So Nicole is what?
So Nicole is the girl. Nicole is the sister. Lindsay's the one who saw
Slenderman, and she's
Slenderman.
Like, jam shit into her face.
Yeah. As Nicole walked into her sister's hospital room for the first time, she thought she had spied the silhouette of a man in the window. That she knew was impossible. Her sister's room was on the third story of the hospital. Credit anonymous.
Ooh, I like that it's really short. I like that it kind of got straight to the...
Like I'm saying, the whole article like goes through, like it has like a lot of like the like quotes from different people, and it also tells you like the origins. So it talks about how there are like in ancient hieroglyphics in cave paintings, there are actually figures resembling the Slender Man, from Brazilian cave paintings to Egyptian hieroglyphs, from the Germans to the Romanians. Like there's loads of different history, and even the English history of like this tree man, as he's sometimes described, in a load of different cultures.
Or is this a story though?
Well, it's based on mythology and myths,
right? Okay.
So it's similar. The creepypasta is obviously not real.
No,
that's
obviously not real. Yeah,
but the myths and the Romanian legends and stuff, like there are actual images and stuff of what it is kind of resembling and what it comes from. So there you go. I thought I'd kick it off with an OG.
That's a good start.
Article's January 14th, 2010, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of these are older, and I like that.
Crazy.
I think I was very much looking for like older, more sort of known ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got one that's quite nostalgic for me in a sort of terrifying way, and probably one that I haven't read since I was a kid. This is the story of Jeff the Killer.
I saw this one today. I almost picked it today. This is an OG.
So Jeff the Killer is a very old thing. There's basically a photo, which is a horrifying photo, which is basically inspired by the story I'm about to read, of this sort of kid. It's been edited, obviously, but like the face is very white. The eyes, the eyelids are gone completely, and it's like a black sort of black hole-esque eyes, and almost Joker-like smile.
Yeah.
Very scary.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I read this story in its entirety. I was probably about 12, 13. I read this entire story way back then. Because I was interested by it, and I couldn't get to sleep that night. I remember very vividly I was up till like past midnight on a school night, which back then was crazy. And yeah, horrifying. But let's see if it actually holds up or whether it's just absolutely hilariously shit. So I'm gonna actually have to scroll down to the story. I presume it's a bit like your one, where it's like a page of stuff. Also, this is like actually forming like a sort of. Did you have this when you were filming Harriet's memory box?
I can't remember if it went around my chin. It's probably on the photo, but it might. Mine just.
Brave you,
oh god, yeah, it is.
Like actual reference. Come on, man.
That is crazy.
There's one bandage all the way around the head, another one all around here. That's it. My jaw feels like it's getting slammed shut. Which honestly, if I'd broken my jaw, this would be incredibly effective.
I was gonna say, yeah.
It is, however, held together by tape and not surgical equipment. So I feel like it's a ticking time bomb where my head might suddenly just explode.
The pressure build up.
Okay, so this is the story of Jeff the Killer. It's a bit of a longer one than yours.
That's
so
fine. Yeah.
Just sit tight and enjoy. Excerpt from a local newspaper. Ominous unknown killer is still at large. After weeks of unexplained murders, the ominous unknown killer is still on the rise. After little evidence has been found, a young boy states that he survived one of the killer's attacks and bravely tells his story. I had a bad dream, and I woke up in the middle of the night, says the boy. I saw that, for some reason, the window was open, even though I remember it being closed before I went to bed. I got up and shut it once more. Afterwards, I simply crawled back under my covers and tried to get back to sleep. That's when I had a strange feeling, like someone was watching me. I looked up and nearly jumped out of bed. There, in the little ray of light, illuminating from between my curtains, were a pair of 2 eyes. Hang on, sorry, I'm just trying to move the
suspense.
Page, so I'm not sorry, because I'm just not in a natural position to say it. Okay, there we go. I just want to make it more comfortable for myself to actually read it for 20 minutes long. These weren't regular eyes. They were black, dark, ominous eyes. They were bordered in a black and just plain out terrified me. That's when I saw his mouth, a long, horrendous smile that made every hair on my body stand up. The figure stood there, watching me. Finally, after what seemed like forever, he said it. A simple phrase, but said in a way only a madman could speak. He said, "Go to sleep." I let out a scream, and that's what sent him at me. He pulled up a knife, aiming at my heart. He jumped on top of my bed. I fought him back. I kicked, I punched, I rolled around, trying to knock him off me. That's when my dad busted in. The man threw the knife. It went into my dad's shoulder. Fucking hell, it's hell of a throw.
Jesus.
Sorry, that really took me off guard. The
Deadly
man
aim.
probably would have finished him off. Oh. if one of the neighbours hadn't altered the police. They drove into the parking lot and ran towards the door. The man turned and ran down the hallway. I heard a smash like glass breaking. As I came out of my room, I saw the window that was pointing towards the back of my house was broken. I looked out it to see him vanish into the distance. I can tell you one thing. I will never forget that face. Those cold, evil eyes, that psychotic smile, they will never leave my head. Police are still on lookout for this man. If you see anyone that fits the description of this story, please contact your local police department. Jeff and his family had just moved into a new neighbourhood. His dad had gotten a promotion at work, and they thought it would be best to live in one of those fancy neighbourhoods. Jeff and his little brother Lou, I don't know, I didn't say little brother, I just guessed. Jeff and his brother Lou couldn't complain though. A new, better house, what was not to love? As they were getting unpacked, one of their neighbours came by. "Hello," she said. "I'm Barbara. I live across the street." "I live across the street from you. Well, I just wanted to introduce myself and to introduce my son." She turns around and calls over her son. "Billy, these are our new neighbours." Billy said hi and ran back to play in his yard. "Well," said Jeff's mum, "I'm Margaret, and this is my husband Peter, and my 2 sons, Jeff and Lou." These characters are named like This is like the first names that you thought of. You're like, woman's name. Ah, yes, Barbara. You know what I mean? Like the way they're
generated male and female names.
They introduced themselves. Then Barbara invited them to her son's birthday. Jeff and his brother were about to object when their mother said they would love to. When Jeff and his family were done packing, Jeff went to his mum. Mum, why would you invite us to some kid's party? If you hadn't noticed, I'm not some dumb kid. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Well, answering that question about whether it's aged well. Jeff, said his mother, we just moved here. We should show that we want to spend time with our neighbours. Now, we're going to that party and that's final. Oh, I've got some sort of wispy beard. I've just noticed that's just fallen out.
Gandalf?
Jeff started to talk, but stopped himself, knowing that he couldn't do anything. Whenever his mum said something, it was final. He walked up to his room and plopped down on his bed. It's an interesting description. He sat there looking at the ceiling when suddenly he got this weird feeling. Not so much pain, but a weird feeling. He suddenly became erect. No, I'm joking.
That's so funny because I was going to go a weird sensation.
He dismissed it as some random feeling. He heard his mother call him down to get his stuff, and he walked down to get it. The next day, Jeff walked downstairs to get breakfast and got ready for school. As he sat there eating his breakfast, he once again got that feeling. This time it was stronger. Now I think I can't get that out of my head. That's really funny. It gave him a slight tugging pain. For fuck's sake. But he once again dismissed it. As he and Lou finished breakfast, they walked down to the bus stop. They sat there waiting for the bus, and then all of a sudden, some kid on a skateboard jumped over them, only just inches above their laps. They both jumped back in surprise. Hey, what the hell?
What the helly?
The kid landed and turned back to them. He kicked his skateboard up and caught it with his hands. Oh, cool. That was not in the script, so just making an observation. The kid seems to be about 12.
He said you was
12. 1 year younger than Jeff. Okay, so Jeff's
just
13. Unlucky for some, we might say.
Do you reckon that's on purpose?
Probably. It's just like the most basic, writing. Yeah, probably
Good.
is. He wears an Aeropostale, I don't know, shirt and ripped blue jeans. Well. It looks like we got some new meat. Suddenly two other kids appeared. One was super skinny and the other was huge.
Whoa. Really put a couple of page on that huge joke.
Yeah, honestly. Well, well, since you're new here, I'd like to introduce ourselves. Over here is... With the names.
It's supposed to be scary. We shouldn't be laughing.
I know we should be laughing. Okay. Frightening. Horror. Scary. Okay. I'd like to introduce ourselves. Over there is Keith. Jeff and Lou looked over to the skinny kid. He had a dopey face that you would expect a sidekick to have. This is terrible writing. And he's Troy. They looked over at the fat kid. Talk about a tub of lard. The kid looked like he hadn't exercised since he was crawling. Wow. That's harsh.
Bro's the size of the
and I, said the first kid, am Randy. So was Jeff earlier. Now,
Randy,
for all...
Keith and Troy, what a combo.
Randy, Keith and Troy, the cool kids of this area. Now, for all the kids in this neighbourhood, there's a small price for bus fare. If you catch my drift. Lou stood up, ready to punch the lights out of the kid's eyes, when one of his friends pulled a knife on him. I had hoped you would be more cooperative, but it seems like we must do this the hard way. Pardon me.
Don't carry knives, kids.
The kid walked... Yeah, this is a cautionary tale. The kid walked up to Lou and took his wallet out of his pocket. Jeff got that feeling again. Now it was truly strong, a burning sensation. He stood up, but Lou gestured him to sit down. Jeff ignored him and walked up to the kid. Listen here, you little punk. Give back my brother... Give my brother back his money. Not even that. Give back my bro's wallet, or else... Randy put the wallet in his pocket and pulled out his own knife. Oh, and what will you do? Just as he finished his sentence, Jeff popped the kid in the nose. As Randy reached for his face, yeah, honestly, bang! Give me fucking chips! As Randy reached for his face, Jeff grabbed the kid's wrist and broke it. Randy screamed.
Oh my.
And what is Jeff? Some fucking Super Saiyan shit going on here. Like, what the hell? Randy screamed and Jeff grabbed the knife from his hand. Troy and Keith rushed Jeff, but Jeff was too quick. He threw Randy to the ground. Keith lashed out at him, but Jeff ducked and stabbed him in the arm. Keith dropped his knife and fell to the ground screaming. Troy rushed him too, but Jeff didn't even need a knife. He just punched Troy straight in the stomach and Troy went down. As he fell, he puked all over. Lou could do nothing but look in amazement at Jeff. This is definitely written by someone who got mugged by a school bully at a bus stop and was like fantasizing about stabbing
This
them
is
and
the
shit.
most American thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh yeah, 100%. Jeff, was all he said. They saw the bus coming and knew they'd be blamed for the whole thing. So they started running as fast as they could. As they ran, they looked back and saw the bus driver rushing over to Randy and the others. As Jeff and Lou made it to school, they didn't dare tell what happened. All they did was sit and listen. Lou just thought of that as his brother beating up a few kids. But Jeff knew it was more. It was something scary. Sorry, God, fucking hell, this is so badly written. I'm trying to, go around the words. As he got that feeling, he felt how powerful it was. The urge to just hurt someone. Ooh.
Oh.
He's a little bit, aroused by it. I'm getting the vibe. I don't know if I like where this is going. He didn't like how it sounded, but he couldn't help but feel happy. He felt that strange feeling go away, and stay away for the entire day of school. Even as he walked home due to the whole thing near the bus stop, and how now he probably wouldn't be taking the bus anymore, he felt happy. When he got home, his parents asked him how his day was, and he said, in a somewhat ominous voice, "It was a wonderful day."
Sound like the twins from, what do you call
it? The Shining?
Yes, yeah, that one. I couldn't remember what it was. I couldn't fucking...
Next morning, he heard a knock at his front door. He walked down to find 2 police officers at the door, his mother looking back at him with an angry look. "Jeff, these officers tell me that you attacked 3 kids. That it wasn't regular fighting, and that they were stabbed. Stabbed, son!" Jeff's gaze fell to the floor, showing his mother that it was true. "Mom, they were the ones who pulled the knives on me and Lou." "Son," said one of the cops, "we found 3 kids, 2 stabbed, and 1 having a bruise in his stomach.
Lol.
And we have witnesses proving that you fled the scene. Now, what does that tell us?" Jeff knew it was no use. He could say him and Lou had been attacked, and there was no proof it was not them who attacked first. They couldn't say that they weren't fleeing, because truth be told, they were. So Jeff couldn't defend himself or Lou. "Son, call down your brother." Jeff couldn't do it, since it was he who beat up all the kids. "Sir, it was me. I was the one who beat up the kids. Lou tried to hold me back, but he couldn't stop me." The cop looked at his partner, and they both nod. "Well, kid, looks like a year in juvie." I don't think they can say that, can they? It's written by a teenager, isn't it? A child.
Yeah, absolutely. This is an emo kid's fantasy. This is what.
Yeah. "When I was a young boy, my father..." "Wait," says Lou. They all looked up to see him holding a knife. The officers pulled their guns and locked them onto Lou. "It was me. I beat up those little punks. Have the marks to prove it." He lifted up his sleeve to reveal cuts and bruises, as if he was in a struggle. "Ooh. Son, just put the knife down," said the officer. Lou held up the knife and dropped it to the ground. He put his hands up and walked over to the cops. "No, Lou, it was me. I did it." Jeff had tears running down his face. "Huh. Poor bro, trying to take the blame for what I did. Well, take me away." Fucking hell! Why is it written like this?
So American. This is one of the most famous ones as well. When you Google the most famous creepypastas, this comes up.
There was a remake of this, and I have a feeling that the rewrite is probably better. There's a couple, but I wanted to read this.
It's got sequels as well. I found sequels for it.
I'm sure it has. police led Lou out to the patrol car. Lou, tell them it was me. Tell them I was the one who beat up those kids. Jeff's mother put her hand on his shoulders. Jeff, please, you don't have to lie. We know it's Lou. You can stop.
Wow.
Jeff watched helplessly as the cop car speeds off. The change in tense as well is just crazy. Yeah. With Lou inside. A few minutes later, Jeff's dad pulled into the driveway, seeing Jeff's face and knowing something was wrong. Son, what is it? Jeff couldn't answer. His vocal cords were strained from crying. Instead, Jeff's mother walked his father inside to break the bad news to him as Jeff wept in the driveway.
It's like that thing that kids do now when they go. Like,
do kids do that? I don't know.
I hate it. It's a proper ick. Carry on.
After an hour or so, Jeff walked back into the house, seeing his parents were both shocked, sad, and disappointed. He couldn't look at them. He couldn't see how they thought of Lou when it was his fault. He just went to sleep, trying to get the whole thing off his mind. 2 days went by, and no word from Lou at JDC. No friends to hang out with. Nothing but sadness and guilt. That is until Saturday, when Jeff is awoken by his mother, with a happy, sunshiny face. "Jeff, it's the day," she said as she opened the curtains and let the light flood the room. What's today?" asked Jeff as he stirs awake. "Why, it's Billy's party!" He was now fully awake. "Mum, you're joking, right? You don't expect me to go to some kid's party after?" There was a long pause. "Jeff, we both know what happened. I think this party could be the thing that brightens up these past few days. Now get dressed." I can't imagine like your son
He's gonna kill Billy.
Stabbing people, and then you're like, well,
ship him off.
I think what's going to help all of us here is this random kid's birthday party.
He's gonna kill the kid.
Is that what your prediction is?
He's gonna kill the kid.
I think someone's going to jump him at the party.
I think a conversation's gonna start, and he's gonna start getting frustrated. He's gonna kill Billy.
He's gonna kill Bill.
He's gonna kill Bill. On his poor birthday.
Jeff's mother walked out of the room and downstairs to get herself ready. He fought himself to get up. He picked out a random shirt and a pair of jeans and walked downstairs. Pardon me. That's not an insult on the story. He saw his mother and father all dressed up. His mother in a dress and his father in a suit. He thought, why would they ever wear such fancy clothes for a kid's birthday party?
Funeral.
I'm thinking the same thing. "Son, is that all you're going to wear?" said Jeff's mum. "Better than wearing too much," he said. Whoa! His mother pushed down the feeling to yell at him and hid it with a smile. "Now, Jeff, we may be overdressed, but this is how you go if you want to make an impression," said his father. Jeff grunted and went back up to his room. "I don't have any fancy clothes," he yelled downstairs. Sorry. "I don't have any fancy clothes," he yelled downstairs. "Just pick out something," called his mother. He looked around in his closet for what he would call fancy. He found a pair of black dress pants that he had for special occasions and an undershirt. He couldn't find a shirt to go with it, though. He looked around and found only striped and patterned shirts. None of them went with the dress pants. Finally, why am I yawning so much? I'm not bored, promise. Finally, he found a white hoodie and put it on. "You're wearing that," they both said.
White hoodie. He's going to kill the kid.
Because he's wearing the white hoodie and the thing, isn't he?
He's wearing the white hoodie. No, what colour does blood show the best on? White.
Facts. But is it going to be his blood or someone else's blood?
It's going to be Billy's blood.
You've got it in for Billy, man.
Billy's dead, man.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Finally, he found a white hoodie and put it on. "You're wearing that?" they both said. His mother looked at her watch. No time to change. Let's just go," she said as she herded Jeff and his father out the door. They crossed the street over to Barbara and Billy's house. They knocked on the door, and as it appeared... And as it appeared that Barbara, just like his parents, were way overdressed. As they walked inside, all Jeff could see were adults, no kids. "The kids are out in the yard, Jeff. How about you go and meet some of them?" said Barbara. "Oh, sorry, I didn't do the voice." "The kids are out in the yard, Jeff. How about you go and meet some of them?" said Barbara. Jeff walked outside to a yard full of kids. They were running around in weird cowboy costumes and shooting each other with plastic guns. He might as well be standing in a Toys R Us. Good reference. Suddenly a kid came up to him and handed him a toy gun and a hat. "Hey, wanna play?" he said. No, kid, I'm way too old for this stuff." The kid looked at him with that weird puppy dog face. "Please," said the kid. "Fine," said Jeff. He put on the hat and started to pretend to shoot at the kids. At first, he thought it was totally ridiculous, but then he started to actually have fun. It might not have been super cool, but it was the first time that he had done something that took his mind off Lou. So he had played with the kids for a while until he heard a noise. A weird rolling noise. And then it hit him. Randy, Troy, and Keith all jumped over the fence on their skateboards. I fucking told you they're going to get jumped. Jeff dropped the fake gun and ripped off the hat. Randy looked at Jeff with a burning hatred. "Hello, Jeff, is it?" he said. "We have some unfinished business." Jeff saw his bruised nose. "I think we're even. I beat the crap out of you, and you get my brother sent to JDC. Randy got an angry look in his eyes. "Oh no, I don't go for even. I go for winning. You may have kicked our asses that one day, but not today." As he said that, Randy rushed at Jeff. They both fell on the ground. Randy punched Jeff in the nose, and Jeff grabbed him by the ears and headbutted him. Jeff pushed Randy off him, and both rose to their feet. Kids were screaming, and parents were running out of the house. Troy and Keith both pulled guns out of their pockets.
Sorry? At 12 years old?
Yeah, that's crazy. "No one interrupts or guts will fly," they said. Randy pulled a knife on Jeff and stabbed it into his shoulder. I said he was getting jumped.
You called this.
Billy's not even been introduced.
Crazy.
Jeff screamed and fell to his knees. Randy started kicking him in the face. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. After 3 kicks, Jeff grabs his foot and twists it, causing Randy to fall on the ground. Jeff stood up and walked towards the back door. Troy grabbed him. "Need some help?" He picks Jeff up by the back of the collar and throws him through the patio door. But what is this?
These are some strong 12-year-olds, my guy.
Like superhero shit, man. Like picking him up and throwing him through the patio door with a smash, presumably.
Crazy.
As Jeff tries to stand up, he's kicked to the ground. Randy repeatedly starts kicking Jeff until he starts to cough up blood. What are the parents doing? What are the adults doing here?
Guns. They're held at gunpoint, my guy.
Oh, yeah. I forgot the guns. Because that's completely mental from a story perspective. So I just thought that's a strange thing. Okay. Randy starts repeatedly kicking Jeff until he starts to cough up blood. "Come on, Jeff, fight me." He picks Jeff up and throws him into the kitchen. Randy sees a bottle of vodka on the counter and smashes the glass over Jeff's head. You'd have to fucking hit hard to smash a bottle of vodka over someone's head.
That's true.
"Fight!" He throws Jeff back into the living room. Why is it like a superhero thing? Like he's throwing them between rooms in the house? Come on, man.
I think I'd understand this more if it was with adults. Like if they just aged them up slightly.
If it was like
2 rowing
I'm
parents,
just fixing my bandages because it's just coming apart a bit. I think, like, what I don't understand is why, if these kids have got guns and it's set in America and this sort of weird fictional world, but none of the adults have got a gun between them.
Yeah, that's true.
Or, like, none of them have thought to call the police. Do you know what I mean?
Billy's dad's not there. Is that a coincidence? Where's his gun? Like,
well, Billy might have an absent father. You don't know that.
That's true. But
shouldn't make an assumption.
Coincidence?
Evil.
I'm the villain of this story.
Where are we at? Right. He throws him into the living room. "Come on, Jeff, look at me." Jeff glances up, his face riddled with blood. "I was the one who got your brother sent to the JDC. And now you're going to just sit here and let him rot in there for a whole year. You should be ashamed." Jeff starts to get up. "Oh, finally, you stand and fight." Jeff is now to his feet, blood and vodka on his face. Once again, he gets that strange feeling. The one which he hasn't had in a while. "Finally, he's up," says Randy, and he runs at Jeff. And that's when it happens. Something inside Jeff snaps. His psyche is destroyed. All rational thinking gone. All he can do is kill. He grabs Randy and pile drives him to the ground. He gets on top of him and punches him straight in the heart. The punch causes Randy's heart to stop. Come on, bro. This is superhero talk. This is written by a 12-year-old, and it's competently written for a 12-year-old, but Jesus Christ.
This is written by like an emo kid, an emo Marvel fan.
100%. The punch causes Randy's heart to stop.
This is crazy.
Oh, God. As Randy gasps for breath, Jeff hammers down on him. Punch after punch, blood gushes from Randy's body. until he takes one final breath and dies. Everyone is looking at Jeff now. Yeah. Yeah.
His heart already stopped.
He's like, yeah, exactly. Again, everyone is looking at Jeff now. The parents, the crying kids, all the cowboy ones, like kids are fucking. Even Troy and Keith, although they easily break from their gaze and point their guns at Jeff. Jeff sees the guns trained on him and runs for the stairs. As he runs, Troy and Keith let out fire on him, each shot missing. Jeff runs up the stairs, he hears Troy and Keith follow up behind, and they let out their final rounds of bullets. Jeff ducks into the bathroom. He grabs the towel rack and rips it off the wall. Troy and Keith race in, knives ready. This is ridiculously, action-filled. Troy swings his knife at Jeff, who backs away and bangs the towel rack down into Troy's face. Troy goes down hard, and now all that's left is Keith. He is more agile than Troy, though, and ducks when Jeff swings the towel rack. He dropped the knife and grabbed Jeff by the neck. He pushed him into the wall. A thing of bleach fell down on top of him from the top shelf. It burnt both of them, and they both started to scream. Is that how bleach... That's not how bleach works.
Maybe not how bleach works. Maybe America has stronger bleach, but
it's not like acid. Do you know what I mean?
British bleach would not burn you if it touched your skin. Maybe in excess, but
yeah. But if it dripped on you, you just oh shit and wash it off. You wouldn't it wouldn't drip on you and then you're the Joker because it's
it also implies it's like a glass bottle. It also implies it's like a glass bottle.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm sorry. What is going on?
What plastic jug of bleach is going to burst and.
So, it burnt both of them, and they both started to scream. Jeff wiped his eyes as best he could. He pulled back the towel rack and swung it straight into Keith's head. As he lay there, bleeding to death, he let out an ominous smile. What's so funny? Asked Jeff. Keith pulled out a lighter and switched it on. What's funny, he said, is that you're covered in bleach and alcohol. Jeff's eyes widened as Keith threw the lighter at him. As soon as the flame made contact with him, the flames ignited the alcohol in the vodka. While the alcohol burned him, the bleach bleached his skin. Okay, well that's interesting. Okay. I don't hate that. Clever. I mean, yeah. Jeff let out a terrible screech as he caught on fire. He tried to roll the fire out, but it was no use. The alcohol had made him a walking inferno. He ran down the hall and fell down the stairs. Everyone started screaming as they saw Jeff, now a man on fire, dropped to the ground, nearly dead. The last thing Jeff saw was his mother and other parents trying to extinguish the flame, and that's when he passed out. When Jeff woke, he had a cast wrapped around his face. He couldn't see anything, but felt a cast on his shoulder and stitches all over his body. He tried to stand up, but he realised that there was some tube in his arm. And when he tried to get up, it fell out, and a nurse rushed in. I don't think you can get out of bed just yet, she said. She put him back in bed and reinserted the tube. Jeff sat there with no vision, no idea what his surroundings were. Finally, after hours, he heard his mother. Honey, are you okay? She asked. Jeff... yeah, no shit. Jeff couldn't answer, though. His face was covered, and he was unable to speak. Oh, honey, I have great news. After all the witnesses told the police that Randy confessed of trying to attack you, they decided to let Lou go.
Because it shows that it's him.
Right. Yeah. Why would that be your first point of call? Jesus Christ. This made Jeff almost bolt up, stopping halfway, remembering the tube coming out of his arm. He'll be out by tomorrow, and then you two will be able to be together again. Jeff's mother hugs Jeff and says her goodbyes. The next couple weeks were those where Jeff was visited by his family. Then came the day where his bandages were removed. Or to be removed, sorry. His family members all sat there to see it, what he would look like. As the doctors unwrapped the bandages from Jeff's face, everyone was on the edge of their seats. They waited until the last bandage holding the cover over his face was almost removed. Let's hope for the best, says the doctor. Jesus Christ, you just wouldn't say that. And he quickly pulls the cloth off, letting the rest fall from Jeff's face. Jeff's mother screams at the sight of his face. That's awful.
That's awful.
You just wouldn't. Lou and Jeff's dad stare awestruck at his face. What? What happened to my face? Jeff said.
Is it
he rushed out of bed.
Undamaged?
He rushed out of bed and ran to the bathroom. He looked in the mirror and saw the cause of the distress. His face. It's horrible. His lips were burnt a deep shade of red. His face had turned into a pure white colour, and his hair singed from brown to black. He slowly put a hand to his face, and it's sort of leathery feel to it now. He looked back at his family and then back at the mirror. "Jeff," said Lou, "it's not that bad." "Not that bad," said Jeff. "It's perfect." His family were equally surprised. Jeff started laughing uncontrollably. His parents noticed his left eye and hand were twitching. "Jeff, are you okay?" "Okay, I've never felt more happy." "Ha ha 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 ha. Look at me. This face goes perfectly with me." He couldn't stop laughing. He stroked his face, feeling it, looking at it in the mirror. What caused this? Well, you might recall... Speaking directly to the reader now. You might recall that when Jeff was fighting Randy, something in his mind, his sanity snapped. Now he was left as a crazy killing machine. That is, his parents didn't know. That's the worst bit there, because they've just broke the immersion completely to tell the reader. By the way, just in case you got confused, he now is a insane
Jeff's
person.
Fucking mental. Just in case it wasn't obvious.
"Doctor," said Jeff's mum, "is my son all right, in the head?" "Oh, yes. This behaviour is typical for patients that have taken very large amounts of painkillers. If his behaviour doesn't change in a few weeks, bring him back here and we'll give him a psychological test."
Bring him back and we'll lock him up.
Yeah. "Oh, thank you, Doctor." Jeff's mother went over to Jeff. "Jeff, sweetie, it's time to go." Jeff looks away from the mirror. His face still formed into a crazy smile. "Okay, Mummy." Creepy. His mother took him by the shoulder. I like how he had to tell you that he was mental, but still, the fact that he's just saying, "Okay, Mummy." Yeah, we know. Took him by the shoulder and took him to get his clothes. "This is what came in," said the lady in the desk. Jeff's mum looked down to see the black dress pants and the white hoodie his son wore. They were clean of blood and had been stitched back together. Jeff's mother led him to his room and made him put his clothes on. Then they left, not knowing that this was their final day of life. Spoilers. Later that night, Jeff's mother woke to the sound coming from the bathroom. It sounded as if someone was crying. She slowly walked over to see what it was. When she looked into the bathroom, she saw the horrendous sight. Jeff had taken a knife and carved a smile into his cheeks. It's just Joker, yeah. "Jeff, what are you doing?" asked his mother. Jeff looked over to his mother. "I couldn't keep smiling, Mummy. It hurt after a while. Now I can smile forever." Jeff's mother noticed his eyes ringed in black. "Jeff, your eyes." His eyes were seemingly never closing. "I couldn't see my face. I got tired and my eyes started to close. I burned out the eyelids so I could forever see myself, my new face." That doesn't make any sense. Jeff's mother slowly started to back away, seeing that her son was going insane. "What's wrong, Mummy? Aren't I beautiful?" "Yes, son," she said. "Yes, you are. Let me go and get Daddy so he can see your face." She ran into the room and shook Jeff's dad from his sleep. "Honey, get the gun." She stopped as she saw Jeff in the doorway holding a knife. "Mummy, you lied." And that's the last thing they hear as Jeff rushes them with the knife, gutting both of them.
Oy.
His brother Lou woke up, startled by some noise. He didn't hear anything else. So he just shut his eyes and tried to go back to sleep. As he was on the border of slumber, he got the strangest feeling that someone was watching him. He looked up before Jeff's hand covered his mouth. He slowly raised the knife, ready to plunge it in Lou. Lou thrashed here and there, trying to escape Jeff's grip. "Shh," Jeff said. "Just go to sleep." And that is Jeff the Killer.
Oh my god. The ending's pretty freaky, I will give it that.
The ending bit of, the beginning and the end were great, because it's just, a bit creepy and do I look pretty, Mummy? That's great. But the rest of it, the action scenes...
I feel like it takes a while to get there. And it's pretty cool, like, when he like comes up and wakes up for the first time and sees his face. He's like, I love it. Also, if you Google Jeff the Killer, which I did near the end there, it's actually really freaky when you look at it.
Yeah, like, it's a pretty good edit, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I think the edit is more synonymous to the story.
As well. But yeah, it is. I like the ending of it. It is a cool, like, it just feels like it takes a while to get there.
Yeah.
And it is quite freaky, burning, singeing the eyelashes. It's very Joker to have the white skin and slash.
It's very like how can we do the Joker without doing the Joker? It's clearly like someone around that age group who has just like seen the Dark Knight and been like, oh, that's a cool design. I want mine.
How do we do the Joker without getting sued?
It's either intentional or just like not.
Yeah.
They might have just done it and been like, oh, we're going to do that. And then they just don't realize they've been clearly inspired by something that was already really popular. Yeah. Let's remember when this story was written. We're talking like, when was this? 2012. This is like 4 years after The Dark Knight. So probably subliminally, like, from that.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's Jeff the Killer. What is next on the agenda? I'm going to let you do some talking. Because if I keep talking, I'm going to keep yawning. Like, the more I talk...
I've got a long one, like a similar length to yours.
How long is the next
20-minute, another 20-minute one.
That's good.
I've got a couple of shorter ones. I'll do two. We'll go for a shorty and then I'll do my 20-minute one. I'm not giving you the title to this one because it will give it away in the first couple of lines.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Okay.
This is written again by an anonymous author. I'd recently spawned into a new world in single-player Minecraft.
For fuck's sake. I knew exactly what this shit was. Like, as soon as he said, I spawned, I'm like, yeah, it's Minecraft. Herobrine, right?
Well, you never know. Everything was normal at first as I began chopping down trees and crafting a workbench. I noticed something move amongst the dense fog. I had a very slow computer, so I have to play with a tiny render distance. I thought it was a cow, so I pursued it, hoping to grab some hides for armor, or leather as we call it in normal Minecraft. It wasn't a cow though. Looking back at me was another character with a default skin, but his eyes were empty. I saw no name pop up, and I double checked to make sure I wasn't in multiplayer mode. He didn't say long. He looked at me and quickly ran into the fog as I pursued out of curiosity, but he was gone. I continued on with the game, not sure what to think. As I expanded the world, I saw things that seemed out of place for a random map generator to make 2x2 tunnels in the rocks, small perfect pyramids made of sand in the ocean, and groves of trees where all their leaves were cut off. I would constantly think I saw the other player in the deep fog, but I never got a better look at him. I tried increasing my render distance to far whenever I thought I saw him, but to no avail.
This is so stupid, man.
I saved the map and went on the forums to see if anyone else had found the pseudo player. There were none. I created my own topic telling of the man and asking if anyone had a similar experience. The post was deleted within 5 minutes. I tried again. The topic was deleted even faster. I received a private message from username Herobrine containing one word: stop. When I went to look at the Herobrine's profile, the page was forward. I received an email from another forum user. He claimed the mods can read the forum user messages, so we were safer using email. The emailer claimed that he had seen the mystery player too and had a very small directory of other users who had seen him as well. Their worlds were littered with obviously man-made features as well, and described their mystery player to have no pupils. About a month passed until I heard from the informant again. Some of the people who had encountered the mystery man had looked into the name Herobrine and found the name to be frequently used by a Swedish gamer. After some further information gathering, it was revealed to be a brother of Notch, the game's developer. I personally emailed Notch and asked him if he had a brother. It took him a while, but he emailed back with a very short message. I did, but he is no longer with us, Notch. I haven't seen the mystery man since our first encounter and haven't noticed any changes to the world other than my own. I was able to press print screen when I first saw him. He is the only evidence of him to ever exist. And then it's like those original photos.
Yeah, it's a classic one. I think it's really cool that they sparked... My entire Halloween costume is falling apart, by the way.
Oh my God.
I can't hear you, but I'm going to try and fix it while I'm talking bollocks. I think it's really interesting how, like, every update since this era, they've done, like, removed, like, Herobrine from, like, on the Minecraft games.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool that they, like, acknowledge it and it's, like, kind of part of the culture. What the fuck is going on here, man? Seriously. Jesus wept. No,
he's coming apart.
He's all going tits up. Like, oh no,
he's falling apart.
Too tight on the head. That's what's happening. Oh, dear me. How did you do this on a professional film set?
I'm just built different, man. I'm just
built different. I can
professional.
I can hear that.
professional. You know, anything.
Yeah, you don't complain
anything
about
for
these things like
entertainment.
I do.
I was being paid as well to do it, so that's a bit of a
Fucking hell.
difference.
Just painful.
Existence is pain.
Yeah,
Hollywood's
sure.
pain.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like it as like
It's just a
fun...
classic. It's just
Yeah,
like,
it's
I
a
remember
classic.
being a
And this is
kid
what
and
I'm
like
saying,
you believing in Herobrine and all that stuff. Like it was.
I actually
proper
did
OG.
believe it. Like I actually believed that it was a
Yeah,
real
same.
thing that someone encountered, and it may well have been. It's like I like the idea that like they acknowledged it and made it like a thing.
Just got your Beetlejuice cut from last year.
It's a Halloween
Hell
special,
yeah.
man. It's a Halloween
Hell
special.
yeah. Very cool. I've got. Do you want me to do my 20-minute or do you want me to do another short one?
Do your 20-minute one.
Do my 20-minute one. This one is called Psychosis from November 3rd, 2010.
No fucking way. Right, I'll remove it from my
pulled-
list then.
Have you pulled it up?
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, that's fine because then I've only got one left, and that'll probably take us to the end.
Sunday. I'm not sure why I'm writing this down on paper and not on my computer. I guess I've just noticed some odd things. It's not that I don't trust the computer. I just need to organise my thoughts. I need to get down all the details somewhere objective. Somewhere I know that what I write can't be deleted. Or changed.
I wouldn't do it on a computer then.
Not that that's happened. It's just everything blurs together and the fog of memory lends a strange cast to things. I started to feel cramped in the small apartment. Maybe that's the problem. I just had to go and choose the cheapest apartment, the only one, in the basement. An apartment in a basement? Whoa. The lack of windows down here makes day and night seem to slip by seamlessly. I haven't been out in a few days because I've been working on the programming project so intensely. I suppose I just wanted to get it done. Hours of sitting and staring at a monitor can make anyone feel strange. I know, but I don't think that's it. I'm not sure when it first started to feel like something was odd. I can't even define what it is. Maybe I just haven't talked to anyone in a while. That's the first thing that crept up on me. Everyone I normally talk to online while I'm programming has been idle, or they've simply not logged on at all. My instant messages go unanswered. The last email I got from anybody was a friend saying that he'd talk to me when he got back from the store, and that was yesterday. I'd call him with my cell phone, but reception's terrible down here. Yeah, that's it. I just need to call someone. I'm going to go outside. Well, that didn't work so well. As the tingle of fear fades.
Very weird.
I think it's supposed to be like, it's like almost like diary entries of like
diary. Yeah.
It's a diary format, but written, like as if found papers in the basement. Well, that didn't work out so well. As the tingle of fear fades, I'm feeling a little ridiculous for being scared at all. I looked in the mirror before I went out, but I didn't shave the 2 days stubble I've grown. I figured I was just going out for a quick cell phone call. I did change my shirt though, because it was lunchtime, and I guessed that I'd run into at least one person I knew. That didn't end up happening. Well, I wish it did. When I went out, I opened the door to my small apartment slowly. A small feeling of apprehension somehow already lodged itself in me. For some indefinable reason, I chalked it up to having not spoken to anyone but myself for a day or two. I peered down the dingy grey hallway, made dingier by the fact that it was a basement hallway. On one end, a large metal door led to the building's furnace room. It was locked, of course. 2 dreary soda machines stood by. I bought a soda from one of them the first day I moved in, but it had a 2-year-old expiration date. I'm fairly sure nobody knows that the machines are down here, or my cheap landlady just doesn't care to get them restocked. I closed my door softly and walked the other direction, taking care not to make a sound. I have no idea why I chose to do that, but it was fun giving into the strange impulse not to break the drowning hum of the soda machines, at least for the moment. I got to the stairwell and took the stairs up to the building's front door. I looked through the heavy door's small square window and received quite the shock. It was definitely not lunchtime. City gloom hung over the dark street outside, and the traffic lights at the intersection in the distance blinked yellow. Dim clouds, purple and black from the glow of the city, hung overhead. Nothing moved, save the few sidewalk trees that shifted in the wind. I remember shivering, though. I wasn't cold. Maybe it was the wind outside. I could vaguely hear it through the heavy metal door, and I knew it was that unique kind of late-night wind, the kind that was constant, cold, and quiet, save for the rhythmic music it made as it passed through the countless unseen tree leaves. I decided not to go outside. Instead, I lifted my cell phone to the door's little window and checked the signal meter. The bars filled up the meter and I smiled. Time to hear someone else's voice, I remember thinking, relieved it was such a strange thing to be afraid of nothing. I shook my head, laughing at myself silently. I hit speed dial for my best friend Amy's number and held the phone up to my ear. It rang once, but then it stopped. Nothing happened. I listened to the silence for a good 20 seconds, then hung up. I frowned and looked at the signal meter, still full. I went to dial a number again, but then my phone rang in my hand. Startling, I put it to my ear. "Hello?" I asked, immediately fighting down a small shock at hearing the first spoken words in days. Even if it was my own, I'd gotten used to the drowning hum of the building's inner workings. My computer, the soda machines in the hallway. There was no response to my greeting at first, but then finally a voice came on. "Hey," said a male clear voice, obviously a college age, like me. "Who's this?" "John," I replied, confused. "Oh, sorry, wrong number," he replied, then hung up. I lowered the phone slowly and leaned against the thick brick wall of the stairwell. That was strange. I looked at my received calls list, but the number was unfamiliar. Before I could think of it any further, the phone rang loudly, shocking me yet again. This time, I looked at the caller before I answered. It was another unfamiliar number. This time, I held the phone up to my ear, but said nothing. I heard nothing but the general background noise of a phone. Then a familiar voice broke my tension. "John?" was the single word in Amy's voice. I breathed a sigh of relief. "Hey, it's you," I replied. "Who else would it be?" she responded. "Oh, the number. I'm at a party on 7th Street and my phone died. Just as you called me. This is someone else's phone, obviously." "Oh, okay," I said. "Where are you?" she asked. My eyes glanced at the drab whitewashed cylinder block walls and the heavy metal door with its small window. "At my building," I sighed. Just feeling cooped up. I didn't realise it was so late." "You should come here," she said, laughing. "Nah, I don't feel like looking for some strange place by myself in the middle of the night," I said, looking out of the window at the silent, windy street that secretly scared me just a tiny bit. "I think I'm just going to go back and keep working or go to bed." "Nonsense," she replied. "I can come get you. Your building is close to 7th Street, right?" "How drunk are you?" I asked lightheartedly. You know where I live." "Oh, of course," she said abruptly. "I guess I can't get there by walking, huh?" "You could if you wanted to waste half an hour," I told her. "Right," she said. "Okay, have to go. Good luck with your work." I lowered the phone once more, looking at the numbers flashed as the call ended. Then, the drowning silence suddenly reasserted itself in my ears. The two strange calls and the eerie street outside just drove home my aloneness in the empty stairwell. Perhaps from having seen too many scary movies, I had the sudden inexplicable idea that something could look in the door's window and see me. Some sort of horrible entity that hovered at the edge of aloneness, just waiting to creep up on unsuspecting people that stayed too far from the human beings. I knew the fear was irrational, but nobody else was around, so I jumped down the stairs, ran down the hallway into my room, and closed the door as swiftly as I could while still staying silent. Like I said, I feel a little ridiculous for being scared of nothing, and the fear has already faded. Writing this down helps a lot. It makes me realise that nothing is wrong. It filters out half-formed thoughts and fears and leaves only cold, hard facts. It's late. I got a call from a wrong number and Amy's phone died, so she called me from another one. Nothing strange is happening. Still, there was something a little off about the conversation. I know it could have just been the alcohol she'd had. Or was it even that she seemed off with me? Or was it... Yes, that was it. I didn't realise it until the moment writing these things down. I knew writing things down would help. She said she was at a party, but I only heard silence in the background. Of course, that doesn't mean anything in particular, as she could have just gone outside to make the call. No, that couldn't be it either. I didn't hear the wind. I need to see if the wind is still blowing. Monday. I forgot to finish writing last night. This was all one day, by the way. Monday.
Crazy.
I forgot to finish writing last night. I'm not sure what I expected to see when I ran up the stairwell and looked out the heavy metal door's window. I'm feeling ridiculous. Last night's fear seems hazy and unreasonable to me. I can't wait to go out into the sunlight. I'm going to check my emails, shave, shower, and finally get out here. Wait, I think I heard something. It was thunder. The whole sunlight and fresh air thing didn't happen. I went up into the stairwell and up the stairs, only to find disappointment. The heavy metal door's light window showed only flowing water as torrential rain slammed against it. Only a very dim, gloomy light filtered in through the rain, but at least I knew it was daytime, even if it was a grey, sickly wet day. I tried looking out of the window and waiting for the lightning to illuminate the glow, but the rain was too heavy and I couldn't make out anything more than vague, weird shapes moving at odd angles and the waves washing down the window. Disappointed, I turned around. But I didn't want to go back down to my room. Instead, I wandered further up the stairs, past the first floor and the second. The stairs ended at the third floor, the highest floor in the building. I looked through the glass that ran up to the outer wall of the stairwell, but it was that warped, thick kind of scatters the light. Not that there was much to see through with the rain anyway. I opened the stairwell door and wandered down the hallway. The 10 or so thick wooden doors painted blue a long time ago were all closed. I listened as I walked, but it was in the middle of a day, so I wasn't surprised that I heard nothing but the rain outside. As I stood there in the dim hallway listening to the rain, I had the strange, fleeting impression that the doors were standing like silent granite monoliths erected by some ancient, forgotten civilization for some unfathomable guardian purpose. Lightning flashed, and I could have sworn that for just a moment, the old, grainy blue wood looked like rough stone. I laughed at myself for letting my imagination get the best of me, but then it occurred to me that dim gloom and lightning must mean there was a window somewhere in the hallway. A vague memory surfaced. I suddenly recalled that the third floor had an alcove and an insert window halfway down the floor's hallway. Excited to look out into the rain and possibly see another human being, I quickly walked over to the alcove, finding the large, thin glass window. Rain washed down it as with the front door's window, but I could open this one. I reached a hand out to side it open, but hesitated. I had the strangest feeling that if I opened the window, I would see something absolutely horrifying on the other side. Everything been so odd lately. I came up with a plan. I came back here I'll come back here to get what I need when it's needed. I don't seriously think anything will come of it, but I'm bored. It's raining and I'm going stir crazy. I came back to get my webcam. The cord isn't long enough, but to reach the third floor by any means, so instead I'm going to hide it between the two soda machines in the dark end of my basement hallway, run the wire along the wall under my door, and put black duct tape over the wire to blend it in with the black plastic strip that runs along the basement of the hallway's walls. I know this is silly, but I don't have anything better to do. Well, nothing happened. I propped open the hallway to stairwell door, sealed myself, then flung the heavy front door wide open and ran like hell down the stairs to my room and slammed the door. I watched the webcam on my computer intently, seeing the hallway outside my door and most of the stairwell. I'm watching it right now, and I don't see anything interesting. I just wish the camera's position was different, so that I could see the front door. Hey, somebody's online. I got out an older, less functional webcam that I had in my closet to video chat with a friend online. I couldn't really explain to him why I wanted to video chat, but it felt good to see another person's face. He couldn't talk very long, and we didn't talk about anything meaningful, but I feel much better. My strange fears almost passed, and I would feel completely better, but there was something odd about our conversation. I know that I've said that before. I know that I've said that everything has seemed odd recently, but still, he was very vague in his responses. I can't recall one specific thing that he said, no particular name or place or event. But he did ask for an email.
Going slowly mad. It's very weird.
It's slowly going insane. But he did ask for an email address to keep in touch. Wait, I just got an email. I'm about to go out. I just got an email from Amy that asked me to meet her for dinner at the place we usually go to. I do love pizza, and I've been eating random food from my poorly stocked fridge for days, so I can't wait. Again, I feel ridiculous about the odd couple of days I've been having. I should destroy this journal when I get back. Oh, another email. Oh my god, I almost left the email and opened the door. I almost opened the door, but I read the email first. It was from a friend I hadn't heard from a long time, and it was sent to a huge number of emails that must have been every person he had saved in his address list. It had no subject, and it simply said, "Seen with your own eyes, don't trust them they." What the hell is that supposed to mean? The words shock me, and I keep going over them and over them. Is it a desperate email sent just as... Are you falling apart?
Shit.
Fear is making him fall apart.
Oh my god, hang on. What the fucking...
What on earth?
It's just rolling up and going fucking mental. Honestly, it clearly takes a professional to do this properly.
Of course.
Of course it does.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
I can't remember who did mine.
Your dad?
When I did it. Probably. It'll be someone.
Fucking shit bandages. Fucking Amazon. Thank God I haven't broken my actual fucking arm. Because fuck me.
The Amazon basic bandages.
The pack of fucking 10 bandages for £3 from Amazon. It's pretty good, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
I've just got like a bit of shit dangling off me now, like a fucking Egyptian mummy, but that's fine.
There you go. Costume change in the middle of the episode. Is it a desperate email just sent just as something happened? The words are obviously cut off without finishing. I knew on any other day I would have dismissed this as a spam from a computer virus or something, but the words, "seen with your own eyes," I can't help but read over this journal and think back of the last few days and realise that I've not seen another person with my own eyes or talked to another person face to face. The webcam conversation with my friend was so strange, so vague, so eerie. Now that I think about it, was it eerie? Or is this fear clouding my memory? My mind toys with the progression of events I've written here, pointing out that I have not been present with a single fact that I did not specifically give out unsuspectingly. The random wrong number that got my name, and the subsequent strange return call from Amy, the friend that asked for my email address. I messaged him first when I saw him online, and then I got my first email a few minutes after that conversation. Oh my god, that phone call with Amy. I said over the phone, I said that I was within half an hour's walk of 7th Street. They know I'm near there. What if they're trying to find me? Where is everyone else? Why haven't I seen or heard anyone in the past few days? No. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I need to calm down. This madness needs to end.
It's actually very well written. Like, it's actually
really well written.
Complicated. Like, I read on this isn't a flex. It just is just very similar. Mm-hmm. I haven't finished it, but I've read most of 1984.
Oh yeah.
Holiday.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic book, but very hard to like put together because it's just an in-depth description of the world from like a first-person perspective, and it's very much what this is in a way.
Yeah, I'm probably not doing it justice, but even like when you read through, like the pauses and the ellipses and the commas and stuff are very well and strategically placed.
It's a good story. Yeah. I'm invested now.
I don't know what to think. I ran about my apartment furiously, holding my cell phone up to every corner to see if I got a signal through the heavy walls. Finally, in the tiny bathroom near one ceiling corner, I got a signal bar. Holding my phone there, I sent a text message to every number in my list. Not wanting to betray anything about my unfounded fears, I simply sent, "You seen anyone face to face lately?" At this point, I just wanted any reply back. I didn't care what the reply was or if I embarrassed myself. I tried to call someone a few times, but I couldn't get my head up high enough. And if I brought my cell phone down even an inch, it lost signal. Then I remembered the computer and rushed over to it, instant messaging everyone online. Most were idle or away from their computer. Nobody responded. My messages grew more frantic, and I started telling people where I was and to stop by in person for a host of barely passable reasons. I didn't care about anything by that point. I just needed to see another person. I also tore apart my apartment looking for anything that I might have missed, some way to contact another human being without opening the door. I know it's crazy, I know it's unfounded, but what if? What if? I just need to be sure. I taped the phone to the ceiling in case. Tuesday. The phone rang, exhausted from last night's rampage. I must have fallen asleep. I woke up to the phone ringing and ran into the bathroom, stood on the toilet and flipped open the phone taped to the ceiling. It was Amy. I feel so much better. She was really worried about me and apparently had been trying to contact me since the last time I talked to her. She's coming over now, and yes, she knows where I am without me telling her. I feel so embarrassed. I'm definitely throwing this journal away before anyone sees it. I don't even know why I'm writing in it now. Maybe it's just because it's the only communication I've had at all since God knows when. I look like hell too. I looked in the mirror before I came back in here. My eyes are sunken, my stubble thicker, and I just look generally unhealthy. My apartment is trash, and I'm not going to clean it up. I think I just need someone else to see what I've been through the past few days, and not be normal. I am not one to imagine things. I know I've been the victim of extreme probability. I probably missed seeing another person a dozen times. I just happened to go out when it was late at night, or even in the middle of the day when everyone was gone. Everything's perfectly fine. I know this. Plus, I found something in the closet last night that has helped me tremendously. A television. I set it up just before I wrote this, and it's on in the background. Television has always been an escape for me, and it reminds me of that there's a world beyond the dingy brick walls. I'm glad Amy's the only one that responded to my text after that night frantic pestering of everyone that I could contact. She's been my best friend for years. She doesn't know it, but I count the day that I met her as one of the few moments of true happiness in my life. I remember that warm summer day fondly. It seemed a different reality from this dark, rainy, lonely place. I feel like I spent days sitting in the playground, much too old to play, just talking with her and hanging around doing nothing at all. I still feel like I can go back to that moment sometimes, and it reminds me that this damn place is not all there is. Finally, a knock on the door. I thought it was odd that I couldn't see her through the camera. I hid between the two soda machines. I figured that it was a bad positioning, that when I couldn't see out the front door. I should have known. After the knock, I yelled through the door jokingly that I had a camera between the soda machine, but I embarrassed myself that I'd taken this paranoia so far. After I did that, I saw her image walk over towards the camera and look down at it. She smiled and waved. "Hey," she said to the camera brightly, giving it a weary look. "It's weird, I know," I said in the mic attached to the computer. "I've had a weird few days." "Must have," she replied. Open the door, John." I hesitated. How could I be sure? "Hey, humour me for a second," I told her through the mic. "Tell me one thing about us, just to prove to me that you're you. She gave the camera a weird look. Alright," she said, slowly thinking. "We met randomly at a playground when we were both way too old to be there."
It's so young to be at a playground.
I sighed deeply as reality returned and fear faded. God, it had been so ridiculous. Of course it was Amy. That day wasn't anywhere in the world. That day wasn't anywhere in the world except in my memory. I never even mentioned it to anyone, not out of embarrassment, but out of a strange secret nostalgia and a longing for those days to return. If there was some unknown force at work trying to trick me, as I feared, there was no way they could know about this day. "Haha, alright, I'll explain everything," I told her. "Be right there." I ran to my small bathroom and fixed my hair as best as I could. I looked like hell, but she would understand, snickering at my own unbelievable behaviour and the mess I'd made of the place. I walked to the door, put my hand on the doorknob, and gave the mess one last look. So ridiculous, I thought. My eyes traced over the half-eaten food lying on the ground, the overflowing trash bin, and the bed I tipped onto the side looking for God knows what. I almost turned to the door and opened it, but my eyes fell on one last thing, the old webcam, the one I'd used for the eerily vacant chat with my friend. Its silent, black sphere laying haphazardly tossed to the side, its lens pointed at the table where this journal lay. An overwhelming terror took me, and I realised that if something could see through the camera, it would have seen what I just wrote about the day. I asked her for any one thing about us, and she chose the one thing in the world that I thought they or it did not know. But it did. It did know. It could have been watching me the whole time. I didn't open the door. I screamed in uncontrollable terror. I stomped on the old webcam on the floor. The door shook. The doorknob tried to turn, but I didn't hear Amy's voice through the door. Was the basement door made to keep out drafts too thick? Or was Amy not outside? What could be trying to get in, if not her? What in the hell is out there? I saw her on my computer through the camera outside. I heard her on the speakers through my camera outside. But was it real? How can I know? She's gone now. I screamed and shouted for her. I piled up everything in my apartment against the front door. Friday.
God.
At least, I think that it's Friday. What day was it before? Hang on. So is it just jumped?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, so it's jumped. Friday. At least I think that it's Friday. I broke everything electronic. I smashed my computer to pieces. Every single thing on there could have been accessed by network access, or worse, altered. I'm a programmer, I know. Every little piece of information I gave out since this started, my name, my email, my location, none of it came back from outside until I gave it out. It could have been going on and over what I wrote. I've been pacing back and forth, alternating between stark terror and overpowering disbelief. Sometimes I'm absolutely certain some phantom entity is dead set on the simple goal of getting me to go outside. Back to the beginning with a phone call from Amy. She was effectively asking me to go to the door and go outside. I keep running through it in my head. One point of view says I've acted like a madman, and all of this is extreme convergence of probability. Never going outside at the right time by pure luck, never seeing another person by pure chance, getting a random nonsense email from some computer virus just at the right time. The other point of view says that the extreme convergence of probability is the reason that whatever's out there has gotten me already. I keep thinking, I never opened the window on the third floor. I never opened the front door until that incredibly stupid stunt with the hidden camera, after which I ran straight into my room and slammed the door. I haven't opened my own solid door since I flung open the front door of the building. Whatever's out there, if anything's out there, never made an appearance in the building before I opened the front door. Maybe the reason it wasn't in the building already was it was elsewhere getting everyone else, and then it waited until I betrayed my existence by trying to call Amy, a call which didn't work, until it called me and asked for my name. Terror literally overwhelms me every time I try to fit the pieces of this nightmare together. That email, short, cut off. Was it from someone trying to get a word out? Some friendly voice desperately trying to warn me before it came? Seen with my own eyes? Don't trust them. Exactly what I've been so suspicious of. It could have been masterful. It could have had masterful control of all the things electronic, practicing its insidious deception to trick me into coming outside. Why can't it get in? It knocked on the door. It must have some solid presence. The door, the images of those doors in the upper hallway as a guardian monolith flashes back in my mind every time I trace the path of thought. If there is some phantom entity trying to get me to go outside, maybe I can't get through the doors. Maybe I keep thinking back over all the books I've read or movies I've seen, trying to generate some explanation of this. Doors have such an intense foci on human imagination, always seen as wards or portals of special importance, or perhaps the door's just too thick. I know that I can't bash through any of the doors in this building, let alone the heavy basement ones. Aside from that, the real question is, why does it even want me? If it just wants to kill me, it could do so by any number of ways, including just waiting until I starve to death. What if it doesn't want to kill me? What if it has some far horrific fate in store for me? God, what can I do to escape this nightmare? A knock on the door. Quick breath.
Yeah, I know. This is a crazy,
it's crazy.
It's the thing with this as well is like this is just so much more text than like the Jeff the Killer one. It's like it's like it'll take the same amount of time maybe, but my God, like it's
also because it starts to go crazy. I keep thinking I'm stumbling over words, but I'm not. It's actually just this batshit crazy. A knock on the door. I told the people on the other side of the door I need a minute to think and I'll come out. Really, I'm just writing this down so I can figure out what to do. At least this time I heard their voice, my paranoia, and yes, I recognise I'm being paranoid. Has me thinking of all the sorts of ways that their voices could be faked electronically. There could be nothing but speakers outside, simulating human voices. Did it really take them 3 days to come to talk to me? Amy is supposedly out there, along with 2 policemen and a psychiatrist. Maybe it took them 3 days to think of what to say to me. The psychiatrist's claim could be pretty convincing if I decided to think this all has to be a crazy misunderstanding and not some entity trying to trick me into opening the door. The psychiatrist has an older voice, or authoritarian, but still caring. Authoritarian, thank you. But still caring. I liked it. I'm desperate just to see someone with my own eyes. He said I have something called cyber psychosis, and I'm just one of the nationwide epidemic of thousands of people having breakdowns triggered by suggestive emails that got through somehow. I swear he said got through somehow, like he means spread through the country inexplicably. But I'm incredibly suspicious that the entity slipped up and revealed something. He said I am part of a wave of emergent behaviour, that a lot of other people are having the same problem with the same fears, even though we've never communicated. That neatly explains the strange email about the eyes that I got. I didn't get the original triggering email, I got a descendant of it. My friend could have broken down too and tried to warn everyone he knows against his paranoia and fears. That's how the problem spreads, the psychiatrist claims. I could have spread it too with the text and instant messages online to everyone I know. One of those people might be melting down right now after being triggered by something I sent them, something that might interpret any way that they want, something like a text saying seen anyone face to face lately. The psychiatrist told me that he didn't want to lose another one, that people like me are intelligent and that's our downfall. We draw connections so well that we draw them even when they shouldn't be there. He said it's easy to get caught up in the paranoia in our fast-paced world and constantly changing place where more and more of our interactions are simulated. I I have to give him one thing. It's a great explanation. It neatly explains everything. It perfectly explains everything. In fact, I have every reason to shake off this nightmarish fear that something I love that there's something or consciousness of being out there wants me to open the door so it can capture me for some horrible fate worse than death. It would be foolish after hearing that explanation to stay in here until I starve to death just in spite of the entity that might have got everyone else. It would be foolish to think that, after hearing that explanation, I might be one of the last people left alive on this empty world, hiding in my secure basement room, spitting some unthinkable... Spiting some...
Could actually be spitting, I don't even fucking know. I'm getting lost as well.
Spitting some unthinkable deceptive entity, entity just by refusing to be captured. It's a perfect explanation for every single strange thing I've ever seen or heard. I have every reason in the world to let all of my fears go and open that door. That's exactly why I'm not going to do it. How can I be sure? How can I know that what's real and what's a deception? All these damn things with their wires and their signals that originate from some unseen origin. They're not real. I can't be sure. Signals through a camera, faked video, deceptive phone calls, emails, even the television line broken on the floor. How can I possibly know it's real? It's just signals, wave, light, the door. It's bashing on the door. It's trying to get in. What insane mechanical contrivance could it be using to simulate the sound of men attacking the heavy wood so well? At least I'll finally see what it is with my eyes. There's nothing left in here for it to deceive me with. I've ripped apart everything else. It can't deceive my eyes, can it? Seen with my own eyes. Seen with your own eyes. Don't trust them. Wait. What was that desperate message telling me to trust my eyes, or warning me about my eyes too? Oh my god, what's the difference between a camera and my eyes? They both turn light into electrical signals. They're the same. I can't be deceived. I have to be sure. I have to be sure. Date unknown. I calmly asked for a pen and for a paper and a pen, day in and day out, until it finally gave them to me. Bro, I'm going insane reading this.
Yeah, it's confusing. Take a second if you want.
I can't. Yeah, it's like, I think it's the way that it's phrasing it. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah,
but it's the changing of the not the tense, but like the its and the he's and the creatures and the. It's properly tripping me up. I calmly asked for a paper and a pen day in and day out until it finally gave them to me. Not that it matters what I'm going to do. Poke my eyes out. The bandages feel like part of me now. The pain is gone. I figure this will be one of my last chances to write legibly, as without my sight to correct mistakes, my hands will slowly forget the motions involved. This is a sort of self-indulgence, this writing. It's a relic of another time, because I'm certain everyone left in this world is dead, or something far worse. I sit against the padded wall day in and day out. The entity brings me food and water. It masks itself as a kind nurse, as an unsympathetic doctor. I think it knows that my hearing has sharpened considerably now that I live in darkness. It fakes conversations in the hallways on the off chance that I might overhear. One of the nurses talks about having a baby soon. One of the doctors lost his wife in a car accident. None of it matters. None of it is real. None of it gets to me. Not like she does. That's the worst part. The part I almost can't handle. The thing comes to me, masquerading as Amy. Its recreation is perfect. It sounds exactly like Amy. Feels exactly like her. It even produces a reasonable facsimile of tears that makes me feel on its lifelike cheeks. When it first drags me here, it told me all the things I wanted to hear. It told me that she loved me, that she had always loved me, that it didn't understand why I did this, that we could still have a life together if only I would stop insisting that I was being deceived. It wanted me to believe. No, it needed me to believe that she was real. I almost fell for it. I really did. I doubted myself for the longest time. In the end, though, it was all too perfect, too flawless, and too real. The false Amy used to come every day and then every week, and then finally stopped coming altogether. But I don't think the entity will give up. I think the waiting game is just another one of its gambles. I'll resist it for the rest of my life if I have to. I don't know what happened to the rest of the world. But I do know that this thing needs me to fall for its deceptions. If it needs that, then maybe, just maybe, I'm a thorn against its agenda. Maybe Amy is still alive out there somewhere, kept alive only by the willing to resist the deceiver. I hold on to that hope, rocking back and forth in my cell to pass the time. I will never give in. I will never break. I am a hero. The doctor read the paper the patient had scribbled on. It was barely readable, written in the shaky script of one who could not see. He wanted to smile at the man's steadfast resolve, a reminder of the human will to survive, but he knew that the patient was completely delusional. After all, a sane man would have fallen for the deception long ago. The doctor wanted to smile. He wanted to whisper words of encouragement to the delusional man. He wanted to scream, but the nerve filaments wrapped around his head and into the eyes made him do otherwise. His body walked into the cell like a puppet, and he told the patient once more that he was wrong, and that there was nobody trying to deceive him.
I don't get the ending.
It's like so it's the doctor reading all the notes, and then it's the doctor taking the patient back to the cell after reading the final note and basically saying that he is going crazy. It's supposed to subvert your expectations to make you go as the reader, wait, is he actually not going crazy? And
right.
Then it's reaffirming at the end that it's basically trying to force the reader to go crazy and then reaffirm at the end that the reader is not crazy.
I feel like I've gone fucking mental, so that worked.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Jesus wept. Right, well, I've got one more sort of short story.
Oh, that was
I feel like I can do that, and then you can drop us with a last little short story, maybe. This entire bandage is just falling apart throughout the span of this video. Fuck this. Right. Done.
Wait, George's been here the whole time.
Surprise. The thing is, for the thumbnail photo, I'm going to have to do it again and put it all the way on again. So, that's great. A good one, George. Right. So, 6-minute story, quite a short one. This one is called Eyeless Jack.
Oh, wait, I've saved this one as well.
No way. Fucking
yeah,
hell.
I've got this one. Oh, no, I've got... Sorry, you do this one. I've got a spin-off one of this. I've got another one.
What?
Of this one. Yeah.
Okay. So, let's do the story. Hello, my name is Mitch. I'm here to tell you guys about an experience I had. I don't know if it was paranormal or whatever stupid words people use to describe supernatural phenomena, but after that thing visited me, I believe in that paranormal trash now. A week after I... Pardon me again. A week after I moved in with my brother Edwin, after my house was foreclosed, I finished unpacking. Edwin liked the idea of me moving in, since we had not seen each other for 10 years, so I was excited too. I soon fell asleep after I moved in. After that first week, I heard rustling noises coming from outside at about 1 in the morning. I thought it was a raccoon, so I ignored it and I tried to fall asleep. The next morning, I told Edwin about it and he agreed. The next night, however, I thought I heard my window opening and a loud thump, as if something had entered my room. I darted up and looked around my room, but I saw nothing. The next morning, Edwin dropped his coffee cup when he saw me. He had held up a nearby mirror, and I saw myself. I had a large gash on my left cheek. After I was rushed to hospital, but my doctor told me that I had been sleepwalking. But then he showed me something that made my blood turn cold. He lifted up my shirt to reveal a sewn-up incision where my kidneys were. I stared into his eyes, mine widening. You somehow lost your left kidney last night, the doctor told me. We don't know how, though. Sorry, Mitch. The next night was my breaking point. Around midnight, I woke up to see a truly horrifying sight. I was staring face to face with a creature with a black hoodie and a dark blue mask, with no nose or mouth staring down at me. The thing that scared me the most was that it had no eyes. Just empty black sockets. The creature had also had some black substance dripping from its sockets. I grabbed the camera from the nearby mantle and took a picture. Immediately after taking the shot, the creature lunged at me and tried to claw open my chest to get to my lungs. I stopped it by kicking it in the face. As I ran out of the room, I grabbed my wallet. I would need the money. I ran out of my brother's house into the night. I eventually ended up in the woods near Edwin's house and tripped on a rock. I fell unconscious and woke up in the hospital. My doctor, the same one who treated me before, entered the room. I have good news and bad news, Mitch. The doctor started. The good news is that you have minor injuries and your parents are going to pick you up. I sighed with relief. The bad news is that your brother has been killed by something. Sorry. As if, like, your brother dying and you'd be like, yeah, I got some good news and bad news. My parents took me back to Edwin's house to collect my remaining belongings, which I did. Upon entering my room, I was scared, but remained calm. I grabbed my camera and then stopped dead in my tracks. In the hallway leading to my room, I saw Edwin's body and something lying next to it. I retrieved it up and entered my parents' car, not mentioning Edwin's corpse. I looked at the thing I had picked up and nearly vomited. I was holding my stolen half-eaten kidney with some black substance on it.
Damn.
Ooh. Why the fuck is the kid just, like, dead in the house? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's solid. That's solid. Eyeless Jack there.
Yeah, I'm going to do... To round it out, I'm going to do a one called... Where is this? I literally just had it. It is called The Theatre.
The Theatre?
Called The Theatre.
How long is this
September? 5 minutes.
5 minutes, lovely.
Shorty. Cool. Have you ever heard of an old PC game called The Theatre? Yeah, I don't think so. Probably because many people say it doesn't even exist, you see. The Theatre is an old computer game released around the same time as Doom. Today, if you ever find it, it's only available on crappy bootleg CD-ROMs, which, more than often not, don't even actually contain the game. The actual legitimate copies that they say were released back in the day feature a blank cover with nothing but the sprite of what has since been named the Ticket Taker. He is simply a poorly drawn, pixelated Caucasian bald man with large red lips wearing a red vest over a white shirt and black pants. He is completely emotionless, though some say that if you smash the disc, his face is shown as angry the next time you look at the cover. This is just dismissed as an urban myth. What is peculiar about the Theatre, though, is that there is no developer named on the jewel case, nor game description on the back. It is simply the Ticket Taker on a white backdrop on both sides. The game was initially known for its inability to install correctly. Installation process immediately locks up the computer when the user reaches the licensing agreement. Also strange about the licensing agreement for the Theatre is that whatever the development studio is supposed to be named, the text is simply a blank line. Anyways, most people have claimed to own one of the original CDs, say that they figured out how to install the game by simply rebooting their computer on the licensing agreement with the disc still inside. Then they are prompted to press I agree on the startup. Then they continue with the installation. The game then starts up without any introduction besides a main menu that is simply the sprite of a movie theatre's exterior on an empty city street. The title fades in, and then the 3 menu buttons, New Game, Load, Options. Selecting Options immediately crashes the game to the desktop. Load is said to not function at all, even if you do have a saved game. Nothing happens when you press it, thus, New Game is the only working menu option. Once it is selected, you are in the first-person view and standing in an empty movie theatre lobby with the exception of the ticket taker standing in front of a dark hallway, which one can only assume leads to the theatres themselves. There's nothing to do but look at the poorly drawn, mostly illegible movie posters or approach the ticket taker. Once the player moves towards the ticket taker, a very low-quality sound clip plays saying, "Thank you, please enjoy the movie," along with a speech box saying the same thing. You then walk into the hallway and the screen fades to black, and you're back in the empty lobby, and you do the exact same thing again and again and again. While this may sound like a really horrible game, a number of peculiar things occur as you continue to play. The number of times that you have to continue into the hall after giving your ticket to the ticket taker before the strange events happens is unknown. Most state that it's completely random and could take anywhere from the first playthrough to the 400th. What happens, though, has deeply disturbed some players. The first occurrence is when the player fades back in after walking into the hallway. The time they will notice the ticket taker is completely absent. The player then, without any option, decides to walk into the dark hallway. The sound clip and text box mentioned previously still plays in the absence of the ticket taker, but when the player walks into the hallway, the screen does not fade out. It goes pitch black as they walk deeper into the hallway. but the player's footsteps sound clip is still playing as they continue to push the up button on the keyboard. Those claiming to have played the original game report to have felt extremely uncomfortable walking down the hallway, anticipating the hallway something horrible happening. Well, eventually the player is unable to move forward. There is nothing for a few moments before a strange sprite that is described as the ticket taker but with a swirl for a face appears and stands before the player. The original players of the game say their bodies immediately froze up and their stomachs churned. They saw the sprite, which has been appropriately named the Swirly Headman. Nothing happens as the Swirly Headman stands before them. Then suddenly a piercing screech plays as the game glitches out. This lasts for a few minutes, with the screeching being continuous. Then the player is abruptly returned to the lobby with all the sounds and graphics being as they should be. The game continues normally for the next couple of cycles of entering the hallway with a couple of original players claiming that the Swirly Headman will briefly appear and disappear in the corner of the screen as a brisk yelp sound effect plays. Then, at some point after meeting the Swirly Headman, the player sees the ticket taker pacing back and forth. Though there is no walking animation, the sprite's limbs are completely static, so he just hops up and down slightly as a substitute, with his eyes being wide and his mouth open to simulate a worried facial expression. Some players noted that the movie posters has been replaced with images of the Swirly Headman, which caused them to immediately turn their characters' heads away from the posters and approach the ticket taker. Then another different, low-quality sound clip plays, but the speech box contains nothing but corrupted characters that cause whatever text that would have been in the box to be completely illegible. Due to the extreme low quality of the sound, it is debated by players what exactly the ticket taker says at this point, though it's widely agreed that he says never reach the other levels. Then the screen fades out once again and returns the player back to their starting point in the lobby. But the ticket taker is gone, and the hallway is blocked by a large brick wall sprite. Touching the brick wall will immediately crash the game, and that's all there is to it. No one knows what the other levels are or how to gain access to them, nor is it known why the Swirly Headman causes such acute fear in those who have seen him in the game. All the original copies of the theatre have either been lost or destroyed, but the creepiest part is the fact that all the original players of the game claim to occasionally see a brief glimpse of the Swirly Headman out of the corner of their eyes.
Yeah, that was shit.
Credited anonymous.
That wasn't really my cup of tea. I can't lie. Yeah, that was like, I was just like, this is like it's describing Papers, Please, basically.
Yeah,
that's what I was picturing. Thank you anyway for watching. I think it's
crazy.
Yeah, we're not doing a Just News story. I feel like we've read enough today.
Yeah, we've read enough stories today.
I'll let you wrap it up.
Is it my episode? I just kind of started. I don't even know if it's my episode.
It is your episode.
Oh my god, by complete chance. Like, I didn't even... I kind of just did the intro off the start, I just thought it would be funny.
I'll let you wrap it up.
Thank you so much for watching and or listening to this episode of Nostalgia Bit. If you have listened on Spotify, please leave us a hearty 5-star review. If you're watching on YouTube, please leave us a like and subscribe. And let us know what you thought of the creepypastas. Let us know as well if there's any that you know of or you've got some fan favourites. And when we do this next year, we will head back through the comments.
Yeah,
and
we can.
If you have enjoyed these creepypastas and you haven't seen last year's episode, make sure to check out last year's episode of us reading our... we did more Reddit horror stories last year, but we also included some creepypastas last year. So
Reddit horror stories.
You did... was it Russian Sleep Experiment you did last year?
I did Russian Sleep Experiment. I did,
that was really good last year.
As well.
Yeah. We did some really good ones last year as well. So if you haven't seen that, make sure to check it out. You did a really good one about
that whistling story. I still remember that was like really fucking...
Is that the one that I did?
Yeah, that was the one you did.
Yeah, I remember that. I found that again today.
Like great. Yeah.
Because I picked up some Reddit ones today too, in case we got round to them.
It was
but
just called Whistling, wasn't it? Oh,
Whistling, yeah. But yes, make sure to check out that if you haven't seen it already. Oh, hey, go and watch it again. It's a banger episode. You'll get to see some great costumes again.
Yeah, you should watch it again. It's great.
Make sure to check out TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all the social medias. Make sure to check out our personal social medias, and we will see you next week. It has been a pleasure from the Never Seen 17. It has been great. We will see you next week for not a horror episode. We'll be back to... It is top 5... Wait, is it top 5 musicals next week?
It is,
I'm pretty sure it is.
I was letting you go for it.
We will be back next week. We're going straight back to the theatre. We're going to go for horror.
Oh, good way of ending it then. Perfect. Yeah.
Straight back to the theatre, from horror to wholesome. We are going to be ranking our top 5 theatres. Movie adaptations, live theatre shows. We're going to be going through them. We've already recorded it. It is a banger episode. Make sure to tune in because you might be getting some live renditions of some musical theatre songs.
Oh, I forgot we fucking did that.
There will be some live renditions of some banger musical songs.
I forgot.
So make sure to stick around and check it out, and we will see you next week because we are not throwing away our shot next week, ladies and gentlemen.